Good evening and welcome to another video review by yours truly, Thorazine. Quick little stop at the store today yielded me a special little surprise, so I thought I'd record a quick review and share with everybody. As you can see, I found Generations Sky Shadow. Generation Sky Shadow is an homage to Black Shadow from the Victory portion of G1. As you can see, the jet strongly resembles the original jet mode from the G1 figure. Jet is loosely based on the F-22 Raptor, supposedly, which if you cover the wings you can see in the fuselage area. But it does slightly resemble the F-22 Raptor. Sky Shadow is a repaint and slight remold of Thunderwing. From the top, they're pretty much the same. The only difference you'll see is on the bottom when you look at the piece that becomes the chest in robot mode. You'll notice that they're molded differently. Also, you can see parts of the horns on the head sticking out in vehicle mode on Sky Shadow. Vehicle mode itself, there's nothing spectacular to talk about. It's a typical Transformer jet. From the top it looks great. From the bottom, robot bits hanging off. Typical Transformer jet. Not much else to say about it. Let's take a look at the transformation. Transformation begins here. Bring the wings out. If I can get them. There we go. Slightly up. Bend the legs. This up. Snap that back down. A big reveal for the head. Doon, da, da, doon. Spread the feet there. And let's get them standing. Now in robot mode, it's not too bad. Again, it is just a simple slight remold and repaint of Thunderwing, so there weren't too many surprises there. The transformation is rather basic, especially compared to a lot of other modern day figures. Give me a second here. I'm working on Thunderwing so we can get a side-by-side view of the two. Yeah, not the most impressive transformation ever. Not really a whole lot that's too spectacular about the figure itself. I think a lot of purchases are going to be driven more by character or people's desire to own something that's not too common or a little bit rare, seeing as Sky Shadow did come out in the last wave of Generations. And as we all know, the last wave of any line hardly sees any distribution because most stores still have the shelves clogged with all the shell formers, i.e. Bumblebee. Because that's not the whole bread. Anyway, side by side, you can see again in robot mode they're pretty much the same figure. The only difference is the new head mold as well as the chest. Let's get them a little bit closer there so you can see them. See the chest molding is different. That's a quick side by side. Now, the missile launchers can be handheld. I don't prefer them that way. Something about these launchers looks a little bit doofy to me. When the figure tries to hold them, they're just a little bit too big for the body, I think. But to each his own if that's what you like. Both hands can each hold a launcher. I prefer to snap them on the back of the wings and kind of tuck them away in robot mode so that they're not too visible. And just have my figure unarmed. See, he has a slight bit back heavy because of the jet backpack that he's wearing. But he does stand reasonably well. Articulation, you see that the feet clamp together. Uh, that can help when you have him in more dynamic poses to keep his balance. The knees, you'll get roughly 90 degrees of movement out of the knee. The hip is ball jointed. You can bring the leg forward about 90 degrees, well, about 90 degrees. Let's bring it all the way around. There's a swivel point right below the ball joint, which allows for 360-degree rotation of the leg. Another swivel point in the wrist, which allows you to rotate the hand a full 360 degrees. Elbow is single hinged, right in about 90 degrees of motion out of the elbow. And in the shoulder, you can bring that around full about 180 degrees front to back. If the jet backpack wasn't there, you could probably bring that around all the way. You get about 90 degrees of lateral motion. There's also a swivel point just below the shoulder, which provides 360 degrees of rotation for the lower arm. The head can be brought all the way around. It is at a slight angle. You get 360 degrees of rotation out of the head also. Not bad posability out of this figure. Again, it's pretty basic compared to a lot of modern figures, and I think a lot of purchases on this figure are going to be driven more by the character or the obscure homage the character is. It's going to have a lot of appeal to G1 collectors or classic collectors because, of course, it is part of the classic verse, and and it does have a strong G1 homage to it. All in all, not a bad figure. I don't think I'd pay more than 10 or 15 bucks for it personally. It's not the greatest mold to come out of the Generations line. But again, it is a rather obscure G1 character, and it's nice to see some of the more obscure characters getting mainstream releases. Anyway, that was my video review of Generations Sky Shadow. I hope you enjoyed it and continue to watch my video reviews. Thank you.